South Africa woke up to a storm in parliament. Julius Malema, the fiery leader of the economic freedom fighters, stood before the nation and accused one of the most powerful parliamentary committees, the Joint Standing Committee on Intelligence, of deliberate sabotage. His voice echoed across the chamber and through social media platforms as he claimed that the country's intelligence oversight was being hijacked from within. For millions of South Africans, this was more than just another political headline. It was a moment that peeled back the curtain on the hidden battles happening behind the walls of Parliament. Malema's accusations sent shockwaves through the political landscape, raising fears that the very institutions meant to protect democracy were being manipulated to serve hidden agendas. According to Malema, the chairperson of the Joint Standing Committee on Intelligence, a position meant to safeguard transparency and accountability, had instead turned the committee into a tool of obstruction. His claim? That the chairperson was deliberately stalling investigations into allegations of wrongdoing within the intelligence community. The firebrand leader did not mince his words. The committee is paralyzed, and that paralysis is by design, Malema said with conviction. Important matters such as Mkhwanazi's allegations remain unresolved, while public submissions have not even been properly examined. This is sabotage of accountability. To understand the gravity of this moment, one must know what the Joint Standing Committee on Intelligence does. It is the body responsible for overseeing South Africa's intelligence services, ensuring that spy agencies, surveillance operations, and classified projects remain lawful, ethical, and transparent. In other words, it's one of the few structures that stands between democracy and dictatorship. Malema's warning wasn't just directed at the chairperson. It was aimed at the entire political establishment. His statement suggested that powerful figures were working behind the scenes to silence whistleblowers and bury explosive intelligence revelations, especially those made by former intelligence official Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi. Mkhwanazi's submissions to Parliament reportedly exposed deep irregularities within the intelligence sector, hinting at corruption, misuse of state resources, and politically motivated interference. Yet, according to Malema, those allegations were swept aside instead of being properly investigated. The EFF's outrage stems from what they see as a deliberate effort to weaken parliamentary oversight and shield certain individuals from scrutiny. Parliament cannot become a graveyard for inconvenient truths, Malema thundered. South Africans deserve answers. Those words carried weight. They captured the frustration of a population that has watched, year after year, as corruption scandals fade without justice and accountability gets replaced by silence. Analysts quickly weighed in, warning that the dispute between opposition leaders like Malema and the parliamentary committee's leadership could have far-reaching consequences. Many agree that this fight isn't just about intelligence, it's about the future of South Africa's democracy. Political analyst Thabo Motsoeneng commented that Malema's claims highlight a growing power struggle between those who want transparency and those who prefer secrecy. Others warned that this crisis could erode public trust in Parliament even further, at a time when confidence in state institutions is already hanging by a thread. Meanwhile, the Inspector General of Intelligence, the independent authority tasked with monitoring intelligence services, has been left waiting for direction from Parliament. Malema's accusations suggest that this delay is intentional, meant to stall accountability until the heat cools down. Did you expect this twist? Many South Africans asked online as Malema's comments went viral. For some, his remarks were seen as political theater. But for others, they were a bold act of courage, an attempt to force the truth into the light, no matter how uncomfortable it may be. Inside Parliament, tensions continue to rise. Sources claim that the EFF may push for formal inquiries into the chairperson's conduct if no progress is made. Some MPs fear this could trigger an institutional crisis that pits opposition parties against Parliament's own internal committees. Malema's confrontation also raises deeper questions about the intelligence sector itself, a part of government that has long been cloaked in secrecy. If these allegations are true, it means the very agencies meant to protect South Africa's democracy could be used to undermine it. Outside the political arena, ordinary South Africans are divided. Some praise Malema for fearlessly calling out corruption and manipulation at the highest levels. Others accuse him of grandstanding to distract from his own legal battles. But regardless of opinion, one fact remains: his voice continues to command attention. Do you believe justice has really been served in this country? One commentator asked during a heated radio debate. Or are we simply watching another cycle of political cover-ups? For the EFF, this fight fits perfectly within its broader mission: to expose what it calls the state capture of oversight institutions. The party insists it will not stop until the truth behind Mkhwanazi's allegations is fully revealed and accountability restored. As this battle unfolds, the chairperson of the committee has yet to respond publicly. Silence, however, is becoming its own statement, one that fuels suspicion and deepens public distrust. Some political observers fear that the longer this standoff continues, the greater the risk of a constitutional crisis. If Parliament cannot police its own oversight structures, who will ensure that the intelligence services remain loyal to the people and not to political masters? How would your community respond? One viewer might ask, if your country's intelligence system was accused of hiding the truth from the very people it was meant to protect. Malema's challenge has drawn new battle lines in South African politics, not just between parties, but between transparency and secrecy, between those who demand accountability and those who resist it. The story continues to unfold. As Parliament faces pressure to act, the country watches closely to see whether truth will prevail, or whether power will once again bury it beneath bureaucracy. Whatever happens next, Julius Malema's message has already been heard loud and clear. His words are a warning, not just to Parliament, but to every South African who still believes in democracy. The work of Parliament must not be reduced to political games, he said. It must serve the people. If you believe the truth must come out, if you think every South African deserves transparency, accountability, and justice, then don't stay silent. Like this video, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe for more stories that reveal the truth behind power. Because one thing is certain, the fight for South Africa's democracy is far from over. And this time, the battle is happening inside the very walls of Parliament itself.